Hey Sagittarius here, hope you're doing fantastic. This is your reconciliation read. So this is a read based on you and another person or a few other people. This could be love, family, friends, etc. So again, reconciliation read. This doesn't mean there's a reconciliation. It doesn't mean there's not. This is just kind of what are the energies between you and this other person? How are things going? What does the future look like? What does the present look like? What are they thinking? What are you thinking? So, again, this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Hopefully resonates with the majority of you, but you also want to check your other signs, as some months those may resonate with you more than others. All right, and getting started with this Sagittarius, your oracle card is realization, okay? This is understanding the nature of your acts and other people's acts, because a realization is coming and results are near. So basically this is talking about, for me, I take that as, not a do or die situation necessarily, but like this is either the time to act and move forward, or the time to, cut ties and say goodbye. So this side right here, your head and your heart, okay, you have the Hanged Man, which technically should look like this. You're in your head, you have the Hanged Man, and in your heart, you have the Hermit card. Now, the Hanged Man card is Pisces card, or represents Pisces, so you could be dealing with Pisces or have Pisces in your chart. And then you have the Hermit card for your heart, which is Virgo's card, so you could be dealing with a Virgo or have Virgo placements in your chart. Right off the bat with the Hanged Man card, this talks about not needing to make a decision right this second. This talks about you've already put time and effort into a certain situation for a long time. You've learned a lot from that situation, and now it's kind of just resonating. You're kind of like, a fine wine already corked and being aired to see if that's something that, to see if this is something you want to move forward with, or if this is something that you're not sure that you want to move forward with. Because the Hanged Man is somebody who understands they've put a lot of effort into something. They've put a lot of sacrifices into something. And they're not sure if they have the time or energy to put any more in. But you're not ready to cut ties yet either. And so that's why I'm saying here, the Hanged Man often represents, there's no need to rush. You don't need to make a decision right now. You don't need to make a decision tomorrow. You have the time to think this through. But in your heart, you have the Hermit card. And the Hermit card is very spiritually, like go into your man or woman cave and decide what it is you want, or decide where it is you're going, or decide what it is you're feeling. Because the Hermit card, again, is also very slow moving. This is making sure you know exactly where you want to go. This is giving yourself some spice. Give yourself some spice, damn it. No, but seriously, give yourself some space. Let your mind go quiet. Allow yourself to kind of look inside and, get the answers you seek and figure out what you want. This is saying be as patient as you want with yourself and with the other person, because the only changes are going to come when you truly understand what you're feeling, where you want to go, what direction you want to go, and where you see yourself with this person, or, ultimately, again, how they feel as well, because it's two to tango, right? Even if you decide, hey, I'm completely over with this, you may get a phone call and they're like, hell no, Sagittarius, you're not going anywhere. Just kidding, but you get my point. So literally, it's very much taking your time right now, not needing to rush into anything. And it doesn't feel as though they're rushing into anything either, because they have the High Priestess coming in their head, and then the Five of Pentacles in their heart. And the High Priestess talks about that same patience, that same, when you know it's time to move, they'll move. When they know it's time to act, they will. There's no need to rush. There's no need to act or make a decision at the moment. Maybe you guys are communicating, and that's what you've discussed is, hey, look, I'm not ready to move into anything with you right now. I'm not ready to forgive right now, or I'm not ready to let go right now, or I'm not ready to move on from you. I'm not ready to move forward with you. Whatever the situation is, it feels as though you're both kind of like taking a breathing point and saying, okay, this is more instinctual. This is more like when the time comes, I know. This is more like practical in your head. This is almost relying on like the universe to give you to give them some sort of sign. And then yours is more, you figuring it out. It's almost as if this person knows that they want to get back together with you because of this Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is feeling hurt. It's feeling very much like a left out in the cold, and maybe for good reason. Maybe there's a reason that they're being left out in the cold. But this feels helpless. But this talks about, you know, through dark storms and feeling trapped. You know, hope is closer than you think, and this is saying that they need to give themselves a break because they really are feeling like doomsday with you. And so they're kind of like, well, what is Sagittarius thinking? What are they up to? And so it's almost, I wonder if they're waiting for a sign from you to a certain extent, because this is them in their heart really crying it out, really having a very tough time with this, and hoping that the universe gives them some sign of, you know, okay, this isn't completely over, because it doesn't feel, Sagittarius, that they're ready for this to be over, nor do they want it to be. Now you have the present situation. You have the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's very stable, somebody who is on track to getting the balance they want, to focusing on what it is they need in order to be successful. And this isn't just in love, this is in all aspects. This is in a lot of different aspects. So the King of Pentacles is somebody who wants to move forward, feeling good about their decision and considering everything, whether it's challenging, whether it's not challenging, but it's talking about making the right choices, regardless of you want to continue with this person and have another go, or whether you want to cut ties. Either way is going to be the right decision for you. Whatever you choose is going to be the right decision, even if it's, hey, let's start as friends, see if we can't talk, see if we can go a week without fighting, see if we can whatever, and go from there. That's what you're looking for with the King of Pentacles. You're just kind of like, I want to make sure that I'm going to be happy whichever way I go. Now you have the Seven of Cups here. The Seven of Cups is temptation. It's options. The one thing you want to be cautious with this, though, is the temptation part, because the temptation can mean maybe you're, you know, looking around. Nothing wrong with that. You and this person aren't together right now. You guys could both have options in the throes of things. But the Seven of Cups is talking about going out, and maybe you need to see that there are other options out there. Maybe you need to understand that you know, that there can be different situations, different relationships. There are certain things that you don't need to settle for, certain things that you're not okay with. And I'm not necessarily saying this person did you wrong, but there's a possibility that they showed you a side of themselves that you're just feeling kind of insecure about, or you're not sure that that's something that you want to go back to, or something that you want to risk again, because they are showing, again, like with this Five of Pentacles, a little bit of, and even with this Five of Wands and the Hierophant, a little bit of not shame or anything like that, but like maybe embarrassment of something that happened or something. And so their biggest fear is the Seven of Cups for you, because this is going out saying, you know, I'm looking for, you know, pleasure. I want to put my feet on the ground again. I want to, you know, understand more and feel and know what's right, and have that passion. With that, though, like I said, be careful that it doesn't become a temptation for pleasure with, you know, other people. Now, oh my God, we're all adults here. So if you want to, you know, have some bow with somebody and enjoy yourself and do whatever, that's all on you. Wear your mask, wear your body gloves, you know, like, be a responsible adult about it. But the Seven of Cups just talks about, you know, be careful what you wish for to a certain extent, because stay on the reality, stay on the practical plane of things. Get out and have fun if you want to have fun, or meet new people. Like I said, carefully go online date, see what's out there. Ultimately, though, I don't believe, Sagittarius, you are ready to cut this connection off completely. Now, they have the Five of Wands, which is a chaos, priorities, a competition. It's almost as if they feel as though they're competing for your time and attention. So that does make me think there is something here that thwarted you away from them, that basically made you say, no, I'm sick of this shit. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to deal with it, because they do feel as though there's some sort of competition here. However, the chaos of it, or the priorities of it, is that they're willing to, like, go through, not jump through hoops for you necessarily. And you don't want to play games. I mean, like, if you love this person, don't, like, let's not do this. If you love somebody, don't make them jump through hoops to get your attention or your time or your energy. But if you are having trust issues or insecurity issues, there are certain things that need to be addressed, or there are certain things that need to be moved on. And they want to make this a priority. They want you to know that you are a priority to them. And you may be like, well, Dark Dove, they're not saying anything to me, or they're not contacting me, or they're being quiet. But again, they're waiting for some sort of sign here, because I really do feel like they're unsure as which direction you're going or what you want. Then they have the Hierophant card, which is Taurus card, so you could be dealing with a Taurus or have Taurus placements in your chart, but the Hierophant card goes very swimmingly with the High Priestess here, because the Hierophant is somebody who is working on self-improvement, but on top of that, they're also growing. They're also taking time out to understand what they need to do to be a better person. So this is like a realization of, holy crap, what did I do to Sagittarius, or how can I make this better, or how can I, going forward, you know, make Sagittarius understand that they can trust me, that I do care about them, that they do mean the world to me, that I do, you know, want to have something significant with them. They are, however, relying heavily on some sort of sign from the universe. Not necessarily you. For some of them, they're hoping, yeah, that you're going to show up and be like, hey, you know, I miss you, I love you. But for majority of them, they're waiting for some sort of like, maybe I'll see something on social media that shows that they're not completely pissed at me and don't hate me for the rest of my life. Or maybe one of their friends will finally say, oh, they didn't wake up today, you know, cursing your name. You get my point. Now, the next section here is the future section. You have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles is a generous energy. It's also very maternal, paternal, so there could be children involved, or you could have kids, or they could have kids, etc. But the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's learned from their mistakes, learned wisely, very similar to the Hanged Man. Someone who's like, okay, I've sacrificed before, but I've learned my lesson. So now I'll be generous and I'll reciprocate energy, thus that comes towards me. So the Queen of Pentacles, again, is somebody who's very open to not necessarily holding a grudge or saying, I'm not going to give it another chance, but this is, you know, how could we improve this, or how could we improve our life together? But they're veering away from selfish people. They're veering away from closed-minded people. They're embracing, welcoming, and accepting people. And that's really what you've discovered, Sagittarius, is that you're veering away from people who, you know, it's all about them, or there's a, you know, narcissistic tendency, or there's a controlling tendency, or, you know, you put 100% in and they put 25% in. You get my point. Then you have the Ace of Swords here, which is logic, clarity, and power. The biggest thing with the Ace of Swords is you have the power, you have the upper hand. Now, I'm not saying play games. Like I said, I can't stand it when people, they know that this person did something wrong, or they know that this person did something to hurt you, or and then they make them jump through hoops, and they've got to, oh, and you know, you've got to prove to me that you love me, da 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 da. Yes, there is a moment of, we're going to have to regain trust here. We're going to have to regain security. We're going to have to figure this out. But don't throw this, because then you're no better than this person. If this person, you know, thought the grass was greener and decided, well, I'm going to go date, you know, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Jane, you know, Jenny and Jolly Jew, or whoever, like, literally, there's something here where it's like, once you start bestowing on somebody behaviors that they did that made you insecure, made you feel bad, you're no better than them. You're just now reciprocating the energy that you didn't like in the first place. So when I say you have the upper hand here, you have the upper hand to decide whether this is somebody that you would consider having a future with again, or not. And for some of you, you're kind of testing the waters. I do feel as though you would be interested in seeing what they have to say, or seeing where this could go, as long as it doesn't become a fight. The one thing I'm concerned about here, though, is is it going to become a fight, or are there some things that this person has needed to say, or you need to say to them? Because the future here, they have the Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups is listening intently, talking calmly, almost like a counseling session. Maybe you guys need to, you know, schedule some sort of counseling session, but, you know, with each other, or like with somebody else, or like with a friend, or, you know, get together and have communication or conversation, and then go back to your friends, your family, and say, hey, what do you think? Because the King of Cups is somebody who's like practicing emotional control. They don't want to get too invested in that emotion, because there's some things that really need to be talked about. Now, I feel as though this person did something that was ultimately not okay, or not cool at all, Sagittarius, but now they're saying some things. Like, now they're like, you know what? You have thrown me in the mud. You have put me in murky waters. I have apologized. I've wanted to get back together with you. I made that clear. I said I was sorry, whatever, and it's not good enough for you. So I do feel like for some of you, you're holding their feet to the fire. And you may say, well, fuck Dirk Dove, like they put me through hell and back. Well, then make the decision. Either you want to cut it off or you want to try it again. And if you do, then stop throwing their feet on the fire. Because the Knight of Swords here is confrontation. It's hostility. And I don't feel like this person is wanting to be confrontational or hostile or anything. But it seems like that may be their only way of trying to get your attention. Or when you do come towards them and you're like, hey, I've been out dating and I'm trying to, I'm figuring different things out and I'm just kind of like doing my own thing and I'm not really sure I want anything to do with you. They're kind of like, okay, well, I just needed to know that. I just needed some sort of sign. I've been asking you, I've been wondering, I've asked you, do you want to get together? Do you want to go talk? Do you want to see if we can make this work? Do you want to? And I'm not getting answers. So it's almost as if this person really does care and love you a ton, but they're kind of waiting for almost like permission, or they're kind of waiting for your like clearance. And so my advice, Sagittarius, to you would be to make the decision on what you want with this person and how you feel about this person, and then really go in that direction. That way they're not sitting here with bated breath and maybe in the end you decide that it's not what you want. I do feel like there will be communication. I do feel like maybe another chance, if not another chance, a lot of detailed insight that you do care for them, they do care for you. Maybe it's just not time, or maybe it's just not something that you guys can do. Ultimately, there will be a reconnection. I just am not sure how far it'll go, and we'll see. I'll do another one of these in a couple of weeks, and we'll see where it's going from there. But I do feel a little bit, Sagittarius, like they are right in the fact that for some of you, you're letting this kind of prolong and play out, and they've been asking, where are we going with this? And now's the time to maybe just get the answers out there so you guys can either come back together or go your separate ways. All right.